to the Splash Panel. I'm your host, Thomas Leverton, with my co-host, Tim Dowd.
There it is.
And we're joined by Sam Harper, comic book savant and reviewer.
Hi.
And Maria.
Hi.
So, everybody, our question of the day is, what do we think about the current trend of diversity in comics? And in particular, is it better for the comic book industry to promote ethnic, gender-diverse characters by creating new ones such as Miles Morales, or in changing existing characters like Wally West and Janet, who was white in the original 616 and is now Asian in the Ultimate Universe, or...
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's start with you.
I think I'd rather have new characters or minor characters given more prominent roles for minority characters instead of making making original characters into different minorities, because it almost seems gimmicky. Like, it doesn't seem like it's gonna stick. Like, for example, if they made the new Thor the new Captain America, both of them really cool, but I have this sneaking suspicion in 3 years they're just going to go back to status quo. I don't think it will ever really stick. So because of that, I'd rather get interested into a new character like Miles Morales, where I knew a new storyline and learn about his life and learn about how he deals with things different than Peter Parker would, than invest in a character that I don't think is going to stick around for long.
And for that matter, like Spider-Gwen, where they totally erased her character from the Spider-Man universe. They totally redid her, where she's totally new. It's her own story. It's her own life. They killed off Peter Parker, so they have nothing to do with Peter Parker in the whole story. So it's like a reboot of the whole series. It's really great because now you're bringing women into the character. You're bringing more diverse characters into the comic book world, and now you're bringing more fan-based, where it was all one before growing up. Where I grew up, it was Wonder Woman was like the big thing. And it was like, growing up as a tomboy, I grew up with Wolverine, obviously.
Yeah.
He was my favorite, and Wonder Woman, and that was it.
Yeah. There becomes a difficult thing in promoting any new character, I feel like, in comic books, that, like, Luke Cage has clearly received a massive push from Marvel in the last 10, 12 years, mostly from Brian Michael Bendis, but then by Marvel as a whole. But that came as being part of the Avengers. There was this big thing that he got to be a part of. I don't know if Miles Morales, if he was introduced just as, like, Spider-Kid, or not even, like, Arachnid, something that wasn't related to the Spider-Man franchise, I don't know if he would have had the same success. So when someone does something like that, like Wally West being black in the New 52, or other kinds of, like, reinventing, like Crisis on Infinite Earths, when that happened, the idea was in the new world, everything was going to be more diverse. I understand the temptation for that, because ultimately that's... Some of the most successful minority characters have been that. War Machine started off as basically a black version of Iron Man. I don't have a point. So that's just me. It's just me talking. I'm looking for the end, but I'm just talking still. So.
Well, kind of jumping off that, we've talked about this before. If there was to be a Superman who all of a sudden they changed black, I would totally buy the comic, but I don't know if I'd be involved with that comic for the long haul, because I knew eventually Clark Kent would come back, he would be white, he would be with Lois Lane. Whereas Miles Morales, what really worked with that for me was, because it was the Ultimate Universe, and when characters died in the Ultimate Universe, they stayed dead.
Yeah.
And when Peter Parker was dead and we had this new Spider-Man, it was just like, he's it.
Yeah.
He had a future and a start line, but he also cherry-picked off of being Spider-Man into instant promotion.
Yeah.
I mean,
he got that head start, and that becomes a difficult thing to argue. And that's not really saying anything about having minority characters or that they're unmarketable. It's just that it's a clown car. Like, there's all the mutants, all the Avengers, all the Spider people. Like, it's really hard to get any decent character. Like, irredeemable Ant-Man, who's an established character, like critically acclaimed, written by the guy who made The Walking Dead, got canceled after 16 issues because there's so much. Because I would agree. Like I would absolutely pick up. I mean, on some level, isn't that what Steel is though? Like Superman went away, Clark Kent went away,
Yeah, but never had his own series, really.
Oh, he did.
Did he?
Absolutely, he did, and he's still around. He's
But
doing
when was
stuff.
the last time he had a series?
I.
Yeah.
None in the last 15 years.
Yeah. Wait, no.
All right,
Yeah, no,
all
that's
right.
true.
Here's my.
You know, as we're going on, I have to say I'm actually starting to change a little bit because I love Miss Marvel, but I don't think she would have been as popular if she wasn't borrowing off the Miss Marvel name. If she was like Morph or something like, well, no, that's still borrowing off something. Shapeshifter girl or something. It wouldn't be as intriguing. Honestly, I wouldn't have picked up the comic, but when they said Miss Marvel, the new Miss Marvel was this new person, I was like, wow, I want to read this character. And then I started getting into it. And then I started reading and I started loving the character and learning how she approached things and dealing with her real life and dealing with boys and dealing with her religion and dealing with her parents and dealing with curfew while still balancing. I was like, it was like Peter Parker all over again. I was like, okay, yeah, I remember this feeling again. So I guess maybe it's, you can borrow another character, but make sure the writing is good and our writing is authentic and it's original, but yet still gives you something to hold on to from the past.
But it doesn't feel like a gimmick.
Yeah, it doesn't feel so much like a gimmick.
Because like Thor, she's Thor only until the regular Thor comes back.
Yeah, that still feels like a gimmick, but like Miss Marvel and Spider-Man doesn't. Like I guess it's the writing. It's just a matter about if the writing is quality, then it's all good, I guess.
So, posing a question, Wonder Woman versus Spider-Gwen and Miss Marvel.
Like if they're
In a fight?
No, just like in general.
Oh,
out
like
of
what
the
I
three.
like. I honestly I haven't read any of the new Miss Marvel. I'm assuming you're talking about the new Miss Marvel. The
New Miss Marvel.
Yeah, I'm not unfortunately not familiar with the
Story.
character. I'm a big Carol Danvers fan, but I've not read this new one. I'd probably have to Wonder Woman because it's the only one I've actually read a story of. I haven't read any Spider-Gwen, so I'm not prepared for this question. Tom, help me.
Yeah, I'm a big Spider-Man fan, so Spider-Gwen has a special place in my heart right now because of that sick costume design. But I have to go with Wonder Woman. I mean, Brian Azzarello's done a really nice job, and if you're talking about writing right now, Grant Morrison's coming out with his Earth One take soon, so Wonder Woman.
I guess Spider-Gwen, only because of the costume. I don't know what it is. It's just when you throw a hoodie on it, everything looks cool, I think.
Can we try that? Can we test that? Like Thor with
a
a hoodie made of goat skin?
Yeah, that would actually be pretty cool.
That would be cool. Damn it! I was trying to be funny.
Thank you very much for joining us once again, and we're here at Rockin' Joe's Cafe in Union, New Jersey.